Hello everyone, this is our next video number 7 of chapter as structure of atom. In the previous video we have studied about the radius calculation. As you know that radius is equal to n square h square by 4 pi square m k z e square, where if we calculate the constants of these, we have 0.059 angstrom into n square by z. N square is number of shell and z is atomic number. For the single electron system, it is 0.529 if the z is 1. For hydrogen atom, if z is 1, then the value is r a naught Ne square for hydrogen atom. We already calculated these in the previous video. Now today we are going to calculate the velocity, time period and energy. For calculation of velocity, we have equation mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi. So v equal to nh by 2 pi mr. By putting the value of equation number 1 into equation of 2, the value of r, by putting this value in r, then v equal to nh by 2 pi mr n square h square into 4 pi square m k z square. Here n cancel, h cancel, pi cancel, 2 mm cancel. So we have 2 pi k z square by n h. We are putting the value of r here, so it is 2 pi m n square h square. I put the value of these three. So velocity is equal to 2 pi k. We can write like this: k z square. Write z here, z by h and n. These all have a constant value. So v equal to 2.18 into 10 to the power of 6 z by n meter per second. This is the value of velocity of electron in different shells. If the number of shell is 1, then the velocity is equal to 2.18 into 10 to the power of 6 z. If for hydrogen atom, if it is z, then it is also 1. The velocity of hydrogen atom in the first shell is 2.18 into 10 to the power of 6 meter per second. So we can calculate the different velocity of different electrons in different shells by this equation. So here we can conclude that velocity is directly proportional to v is directly proportional to z, or v is inversely proportional to number of shells. By considering this, we can calculate the velocity of electron in different orbits, like v equal to 2.18 into 10 to the power of 6 into z upon n into z upon n. So we can calculate if n equal to 1, equal to 1, then the velocity is equal to v equal to 2.18 into 10 to the power of 6. For hydrogen atom it is 1 and for first shell it is 1. So the V1 is equal to 2.18 into 10 to the power of 6. We can use this V1 value for Vn. N is equal to Vn is equal to, if Vn, then Vn is equal to, this value is V1, so it is V1 by N. For different shells we can calculate velocity by this equation. For n equal to 2, V2 equal to V1 by 2. So the value becomes 2.18, half of this value by 2. So half of this value, you can calculate the half of this value. V3 you can use V3 or V1 by 3. We can instantly calculate the velocity of different electrons present in different shells by this method. Next is time period. What is the time required for the electron to move in an orbit? Time period means time period of revolution. Time period of revolution. To revolve an electron in a definite shell, what is the time required? We know that velocity is equal to distance by time. In a circular path, the distance is 2 pi r, as it is the circumference of the circle. So t equal to 2 pi r by v. We can use the radius, calculated radius and velocity in these two terms. So here t is directly proportional to the r and t is inversely proportional to the velocity. We know that r is directly proportional to the z and inversely proportional to the, r is directly proportional to the n square and inversely proportional to the, or r is inversely proportional to the, or we can say that r is directly proportional to n square by z. Likewise, v is directly proportional to and inversely proportional to, where we calculate today the velocity is directly proportional to z and inversely proportional to n. Z and inversely proportional to n. If we know the radius or velocity and number of shells or number of atomic number, we can calculate t. So t is now directly proportional to r by v. That is, t is directly proportional to n square by z or z by n. So we can say that t is directly proportional to n. By calculating it, t is directly proportional to n. So time period completely depends on the number of shells. As the number of shells increases, time period also increases. In the case of velocity, we calculate that Vn equal to V1 by n. N means number of orbits. If the number of orbit is 1, then it is V1. If it is V2, then it is V1 by 2. Means as the number of shells increases, the velocity of electron decreases. As the number of shells, if it is V3, then it is V1 by 3. If it is V4, then it is V1 by 4. So as the number of shells, n is number of shell or orbit, as the number of shells increases, the velocity decreases. So velocity of electron completely depends on the number of the cells, and if the velocity decreases, then time period also decreases. So time period is completely depends upon the number of orbits or number of shells. Our next calculation is energy calculation. We always say that as we go from 1s to 4s, the energy or we see the energy diagram in the lower classes like 9th and 10th. So how do we calculate energy of an electron? Calculation of energy. Calculation of energy. The calculation of energy, calculation of radius and calculation of velocity is not in your syllabus as given in the NCERT book, that these calculations are not required for your class 11 course, but it is required to understand the structure of atom and the various things. You will study the structure of atom in class 12th also, in class 12 physics, but to understand the different aspects of atomic structure, we must understand the energy calculation also, like radius. And if we calculate energy, you can easily understand the Aufbau principle, Ohm's rule, and different rules related to the energy. First of all, what is okay, first of all, consider an electron which is at infinity, where R is at infinity. Infinity means if this is the nuclear force, it is not inside the nuclear force. Nuclear force has no impact on this R. So this R is called infinity. And to take this electron, if R is if electron is present in infinity, at infinity, then to take it in the first radius or in the orbit, we do some work. For doing some work, we use energy, and that is to take it from R infinity to R, we use some work. So to calculate it, let's see the total. What is energy? We know that energy is equal to potential energy plus kinetic energy. Energy of a system is potential energy plus kinetic energy is energy. Then what is kinetic energy? We know that kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Very easy. And what is potential energy here? What is potential energy? Potential energy, like potential. Potential energy is energy required to take this electron from there to here. To take this electron from there to here, the radius is, if it is Ze square, as we know that it is when a proton is Ze square. Electrostatic force of attraction needed here is Ze square by R square. And to take electron from infinity to R, we need the force, so we need to integrate it from R infinity. If R is infinity, to take it from R is equal to R, we need this by into dr. By calculating this, you know very well the calculation of this, as you in the maths you calculated it. So the total calculation becomes potential energy is equal to minus Ze square by R square. Minus Ze square by R square. So the total energy now is E equal to PE is minus Ze square by R square, and K is K is kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. V here, if we use N, this is the equation. Potential energy, you know the potential energy and kinetic energy. Okay. We know from the radius calculation the force of attraction means electrostatic force of attraction, Coulombic force attraction is equal to centripetal force. Centripetal force. So, what is Coulombic force? It is Z square by R square, and the centripetal force is mv square by R. By calculating it, we use V equal to V square is equal to V square is equal to ZE square by R. V square is equal to Z square by MR. We can use this V square here in equation. You can say for this calculation it is equation 1. This is equation 1 and this is equation 2. So by putting the value of V from equation 3 to 1, put V square from equation 3 to 1. We get what we get? What we get? We get E equal to minus ZE square by R square by plus half mv square, it is m, and v square is equal to half mv square m by 2 into ZE square by mr. by mr. So at infinity Z square by R. It is Z square by R. By disintegrating infinity to R, it is Z square by, after calculating this, it is Z square by R. So it is Z square by R. Now it is, we know from this equation, this both energies are equal, minus Z square, or you can calculate it like this. And cancel, so minus Z square by R plus Z square by 2R. By calculating it, we can get E equal to, this is minus 2Z square plus Z square by 2R. So E is equal to minus Z square by 2R. Minus Z square by 2R. This is energy. If we put the value of R from the radius calculation, we get this is our next equation, equation number 4. And if put the value of r equal to n square h square by 4 pi square m k z square. So put the value of r here, e equal to minus z square by 2 n square h square by 4 pi square m k z square. Calculate now. E equal to, we can calculate minus z e 4, 2 and 2 4, 2 to cancel, it is 2 pi square m k z square m k by n square h by n square h square n square h square minus z e square e4 m 2 pi square by n square h square. So here this and this, the value of these are again constant values. So minus, it is equal to minus z square by n square. Minus sign is here, as this indicates the work from the infinity to as this value decreases, the value of energy increases, and the value, if it increases, the value of energy decreases. So the value of total z square, e square, mk, h square is 3.16 electron, 3.16 electron volt. So E equal to this. E is directly proportional to z square and n square, again inversely proportional to n square. For if z is for hydrogen atom, for single electron system, these all calculations are given by Bohr, and according to the Bohr, he used the hydrogen atom or single electron system for their calculation. So if E equal to, if for Z atom, hydrogen atom, Z equal to 1, and if it is for first shell, then it is minus 3.16 electron volt. This is E1 energy for hydrogen atom for its first shell and for hydrogen atom or hydrogen atom. For single electron system, it may be 2, 3, 4 or 5. Look at it. For first, if it is nucleus and this is first, second, third, fourth shell, if it is n equal to 1, n equal to 2, n equal to 3 and n equal to 4 for hydrogen atom, the energy of this is E1 equal to minus 316 electron volt. If we take it in electron volt, it is minus 3.16 electron volt. And if it is for E equal to 2, if En for this equation now becomes En equal to minus z square by n square into 3.16 electron volt. Sorry, it is 13.6. It is 13.6 electron volt. It is 13.6 electron volt, and it is 13.6 electron volt. It is 13.6 18.6 electrons.